Well, it seems like at to this point, that one of my videos were not posting enough. Well, today is the day I kind of explained about everything this so far story of what happened so far about me and Travis. Now I promised in one of my videos I wouldn't do this, but I have to come clean to you all and explain some things of what happened in the past. Some don't know about the experience. Plus, you never understand my last video I put out, actually, which has 100 views, thanks for anyways. It was my public goal, actually, but mostly views, I mean. So, let's start off with a painful experience back in 2018. One of the worst years of my life. Well, at this point, okay, so you might... If anything knows it's a live stream, but I'm serious. Okay, so I test out my voice, and yes. So, let's start the way beginning back then. I was about 15 years old and kind of had some struggles since 2017 when I started acting a bit crazy. Which some of you don't know, I kind of have some kind of autism, but I'm not blaming that on myself. So actually it's some kind of whatever I call it. Well, as you realize, some of my videos have some moments where I had trouble trying to speak up and basically sometimes lose my shit for some reason. So yeah. During one of my depression eras where I nearly died, yeah, I wouldn't talk about it, but it's really important because I haven't spoken about this for a while. Many of you guys were wondering how I was. And 2018 was the worst experience of 10th grade. It was struggling. Plus, not only that, because I kind of explained the situation with my father in the last video, plus also struggling with school. So, out of that topic, let's talk about when it first happened. So, I do remember the first time when joining the server. I actually been a Spyro fan since I actually responded as Spyro the New Beginning, which was a great game of the Legend of Spyro series, no matter what. This was kind of the first Spyro series I ever played, and kind of realized my real persona is a dragon. So, yeah, but that never happened yet because during the grow up process, of course, I wanted to get some, during my progress of my own career, which is myself, is try to get into a group. Yes. I honestly speaking about this in my vents so many times, kind of. Actually, my vents is kind of weird and oh. And then, well, not kind of weird. It's just a little bit too much of my darkness to take care of. Yeah, something. So. Yeah. Well, that's not the case. And the first time I ever joined Travis' server, I was lucky to be with some friends. I remember Zilla King just being nice to me about this. Also, Moonbase, who taught me how to paint. Well, I learned that the hard way. So, yeah. So, let's just get into the fact that
Welcome to Create-A-Sim. This is where your story and characters begin. Look around and experiment. Select the buttons on the top to give your sim a name.
Sorry about that.
Looks are important. Select the sim to choose their clothing, hair, skin tone, makeup, body shape, and more. Or even a celebrity.
Okay, just to get this out of the way.
Who is your sim? What will they accomplish? First, choose an aspiration, which is a life goal. Select one of the buttons on the left of the screen.
So yeah, that so many minutes later, I should have started this game right away, and you know, I usually play something when I was trying something, but I'm just trying to keep it briefly. I apologize for that. So let's take us back into the first mistake I ever made, which is copying Travis's art. Yes, I know I was an art thief back then, but I've grown out of it and tired of it, and decided to try to make my own. Plus, to make things worse, I even showed him an example of the worst drawing that you ever experienced in 2018. Yeah, myself. That was worse, because I didn't know how to experience drawing back then. So, yeah. Pretty much, I kind of recolored some Travis's painting, and yes, Melina too, or during one story of a fan-made trilogy that would include Black Ranger, Travis, and Melina, a relation to, we all know, Raven the Redwoods. But unfortunately, I had to immediately scrap that since drama just happened. Speaking of drama, here's when things get worse. I met this fake lilac that I kind of experienced, and yes, I've been an idiot about it, so yeah. I went to protect her. I kind of went to protect her by idiotically, so because she's thinking they can't draw, but I was completely wrong again. And keep in mind, this was back then. So I ended up getting banned on the one surface, or some surface scans. One surface scans of 1 week. But if I would have waited 1 week, it would be better, but no. It made things worse. So let's get into the next chapter, which is a very idiotically ranked that I just pulled off. I don't know what I was doing back then, but I sure hell regretted that. And I'm saying, all of you are gonna ask me, but why would you do that in the first place? Well, I was pissed. Actually, so pissed that I didn't think well, that I didn't think clearly. And I plot an evil plan, which is not good as it's not who I am. But the good news is I did not spread but the good news is I did not hurt that enough. As I thought. Then came the band invasions. I don't know what I was doing, but this is terrible. I was thinking back then. So, yeah. Basically, my past experience with Discord did not go well when I first joined in. And ended up losing some of my friends like Moonbase, Zilla, and also a few others, but some kept hanging on, like Sheen and Shauna. Now, yes, I do good. Now, there is one time I... It's horrible. It's the horrible truth, but I actually kind of almost got Shauna involved in this. And she has nothing to do with this, which I do understand, because I don't know what I was doing. In fact, I feel regretful to this day. So, years passed by. I kind of band evade for a few times to keep an eye on him and try to support him and see how much progress I did to improve the years, but I ended up immediately backing off when one of my old friends noticed my sneaking around in the server. Now, don't call me unprofessional, because I already am. Now, so yeah. Basically, I got caught. I kind of exploded on him accidentally about some kind of depression that I'm handling. 2019, I'm guessing, or 18, I don't remember. But either way is to say that I lost Silver King for the first time. It was actually a good friend, actually, if I recall that. The only thing I wish I didn't do is do the stupid stuff I did back then. Of course, that explains the past memories of Travis, but what about now? What really caused me to stop being rivalries with Travis? Well, I have one thing for sure. One, now that I'm 18 years old, I would act like as an adult, but yeah. Basically, I needed to stop acting like this, and basically, I did get help, actually, since I had these struggles, so I'm trying my best to get better so I can stream more and put more videos and do more, drawing more. In fact, as you can see on my DeviantArt, I did improve. 2, and the second thing about Travis that I know, for some reason, he didn't block me on Instagram. I kind of respect that, but at the same time, I shouldn't deserve to look at his Instagram page, but but I'm there for support. So all these years I've been trying to support Travis as possible since 2016, as I first saw his channel or something. But unfortunately my first channel, which is Jeff806, had a problem, so I made the second channel, Jeff8062, under my main username. So with that being said, I kind of got the feeling that I shouldn't be making this video. Well, I have to because one, I had enough putting life on depression lately, and getting a fierce enemy rivalry with Travis is not good. And if you don't know what I'm saying is, I can't be angry at Travis for what he blocked me for. I know it's my fault in the first place. But honestly, that was in the past. Now I'm trying to execute this plan as best as possible if I'm trying to explain things. Well, so lately, Travis the Dragon has been depressed on Instagram. So I know, for example, because I understand that he kind of moved to be in adult life and his struggles too. But though he has autism too, I kind of know because I kind of do research sometimes. So basically, yeah. And I feel like we're both in the same situation as we do. You know, I should have moved this, but that's not the case. So, yeah, Travis and I have the same problem, which is the same depression as losing some friends and getting support as we do. But we never realized it yet until now. I'm trying my best, guys, to convince you it was my fault in the past, and I felt so bad enough that it's always my fault. I decided to delete some videos that is related to Travis for my own good. Because why? One, it's just some bad spreading rumors, and some people might get into a war with him and think it's my fault, which I don't want to make Travis an enemy of mine. Second of all is my aggression and some lies that I even told myself. I can't believe my own mouth and my own thinking would get away like this. It almost ruined one of my... It also ruined one of my fantasies of trying to get popular as possible. That's what this stupid situation is. Why? Why did I slip that away, and why did I even make this? And why did I even get swept away with this and washed away with this? Well, I didn't realize yet until now. Until 2020, when I decided I kind of wanted to apologize to Travis about all these videos, but here's this weirdest theory I thought in mind. If I ever try to ban Invade again, you won't believe this, what I thought in mind. It would be a smart move to not join in and try to convince him again like my past mistakes, but I would have been arrested as well. Yes, I kind of tried to explain it, but yeah. There is some reasons that you can go to jail just by harassing some people just by harassing some people as they know. Like, for example, some predators on the internet, which I really hate. In fact, I got a lot of unknown girls following my Instagram for some reason, and I'm wondering why that's possible. And to make things matters worse, there was a problem. There was this bot in my comments section trying to scam me, but I'm too smart enough anyways. So yeah, if I had the experience, well, I wanted to say I feel very regretful of what I did in the past. Honestly, it was sad, but also at the same time, I feel like the experience of Travis kind of helped me a little bit with my drawing. Now take for eyes for example. You notice how in my drawings, if male, I have no eyelashes. If girl, it has eyelashes. So yeah, improvements to a boy and girl thanks to one of its lessons of one post. Now I realize I can try to make them girls without being too inappropriate and might accidentally something, but I don't want to draw anything too inappropriate in one of my drawings, but hey, now that at least I'm 18 years old, I'm more into, I fell in love with a girl kind of stuff. I'm a dork. And yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is I feel awful bad about Travis, so does Evil, and I'm trying to make this possible as I possibly do. Well, you started noticing how I created it. The first ever series that crossover happened. Like, first of all, when Crash and Spiral cross over. Even inspired by Travis's episode creations of Spiral crossing over. Now, I kind of like this, as first of all, it had a story behind something. There's something like this hooded shadow guy, or something was what I call it, creating portals, as I know so far, and crossovering them to mysterious places. Well, that's the experience led over to me to create Spiral Crossing Over Plus, but this time during the OCs, which immediately changed to OC Fighters and OC crossovers right away. Yes, because I had to change it because of the, yes, I did. Yes, this was a beta name I had to do because of it's already taken. But also, I wanted to experience what they do if all OCs cross over and explain their problems in the past. Like for me, example. Even though I grew up a little bit harsh situations, like in the city, and sometimes with a dad that doesn't understand what he's doing at all, and also the experienced tough difficulties I've gone through. Is the hero, as we all know, as Jeff Dragon. a very kind hero that is kind of smart in his own ways, potentially. Now, I'm actually a nerd when it comes to figuring things out and coming up with ideas, but never spreadly out in public yet. So in this idea, I kind of explained by so far in the story that Travis was kind of locked in a cage. And yes, some of you know one of the biggest timelines in my history, the rivalry with Travis. Yes, it does make sense, because it does make a good rivalry after all, since this human and this dragon know each other, still remember each other for years, and actually it is surprising when Travis got his own flame, which is the green. Unfortunately, he never learned how to use it. But except during the fights with me, when he kind of uses some of the powers, for examples. In other whiles, I would add Shauna and Abita to the main cast as well. Which I gotta give thanks right away for supporting me for all this tough time, honestly. She was a great friend that I ever met, actually. Inspired me to keep moving on, and she noticed how evolutioning I've been since, though. I would not explain this, but I feel like I gotta explain to get off that my chest. I don't want to be guilty anymore. I really wanted to speak all of the truth. Because that is so far the problems I already had. It's not speaking out the honest and truth of why I'm doing this. And why did I go berserk every time. You know, as I was saying, you know, I'm trying my best as possible, but the wireless mic on my headset keeps turning off for some reason. So, yeah. So far, I would add on to Sheen Skinixty, but due to the fact that matters changed, don't worry, he'll just be in the series as sometimes. But I never talked to Sheen at all, actually. In like 3 years. I know he knows my situation. It's just I don't know why in the first place why I felt such a stupid thing. So yeah. Basically everything's going well, and I'm trying to convince some of you out there that I'm trying to get back. So far, what's going on? Why? And here comes the really important question. Why? What feelings did you have with Travis, Jeff? Honestly, tell us. I'm glad you asked. Well, honestly, I feel like he's the same thing as me. I can see his points. You know, his history of being a sponge dragon thing really kind of reminds me of my classic self, actually. It would have been good if I would start being friends with him in 2013 or something, or whatever he started on. It would have been good, but unfortunately it did start later and even worse. As of now, as of now, my important answer is I do care about Travis. I really, 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 really can't fight him all the time. I'm tired of it. It's time for me to move on and try to make up for it. Like the others said. It's getting ridiculous by so far. And basically, I have to... This confession, I have to come clean to you all that... Just a reminder, I was the one that is regretted in my life to ever come across with my early thinking. I know it kind of hurts to me to remind me of my painful past, but I honestly have to remind myself. But the better it is to avoid the same mistake as in the future. As though this year I will be graduating. Now, I believe so far, if he does accept, I will be very happy. And honestly, kind of talk to him about some things that I have the same experience as he does. Honestly, so after all, he wanted a friend in the first place that gets to know him. I wanted the same thing too. And I feel like there's a deep connection to us that really nobody knows. And basically, I wanted to let this all out and be... And it's been 3 years since myself has grown, and I would thank you guys for so far the record of 50 followers on Instagram, the 50 followers on Twitter, the 31 watchers on Instagram by DeviantArt that I kind of followed them and they followed me back. But I kind of appreciate it. I know my experience was a bit rough at the beginning, but trust me, I'm kind of a little bit of a changed man, and I kind of promised to be on my best behavior. Even though I still have darkness to this day, I will try to keep it under control. Who knows what happens in the future? Maybe Travis will read this. I don't know. But I'm hoping. Because honestly, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous I've been thinking about these years, and I feel like I don't know why I keep reminding myself it. Maybe I need to... Maybe we need to... If we met... if I get to know some of them of each other a little bit more, I would have trust and be in the group. But honestly, due to the fact that I've been struggling on Discord so much, actually, and since, since so far, like, all of these madness I kind of caused, I couldn't stop it, but I just wish it was gone, but it doesn't feel like it. I would explain this in another video, but I'm not sure yet. So I hope you understand this time in this video. So yeah, thanks guys for watching this kind of video where I have to explain things again. Be sure to And that's one thing I gotta... And that's one thing I gotta improve on, is everybody budging into my room all the time. So like I said, be sure to like this video. To support. Be sure... Subscribing me will help me very much. You don't have to, you know. And yes, don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. Also, the first time ever Jeff Dragon Discord is going to be in this video once I edit it somehow. This is Jeff Dragon. I'll be signing off, saying Dragon on to all the dragon lovers who ever been.